when we talk about Prodigy, long story short, basically in his book, he said that you set up Irv Gotti and Ja Rule. You've always strongly said that's 1,000,000% incorrect, right?
Yep.
Okay. What's your background with Prodigy and Mobb Deep? Did you know each other much, or?
No, I didn't know the guy. I mean, I met him. I met him once. He came to
Okay.
the crack house, like he said in his book. That was true. He came to the crack house to get some beats from Gotti and Seven, who was producing the beats at the time. And I met him that day. You know what I mean? He was cool. He was telling me how an artist that he had uh, was a fan of mine, and how he would, whatever the case may be. And we just, that was it. So I met him that one time. That was it. I think I saw him once or twice after that, and that was really it. I never had no relationship with the guy
Okay.
at all.
So he took one thing that might have had was true that he had saw you there, kind of almost like a Lifetime movie. It's based on some true facts, but we're gonna add a couple things for entertainment purposes. So we put this in. It might help me sell a couple more books.
Exactly. He put like 5% what was true, and 95% he added to, you know, for
Wow.
entertainment purposes.
You brought up Mobb Deep earlier, talking about the song with Vita. So were you a fan, like in the '90s and 2000s, of Mobb Deep and Prodigy?
Of course. Of
Okay.
course. I'm from Queens. I mean, they was from Queensbridge. And
Yeah.
niggas was they had some hot shit. Of course I was
Of
a
course.
fan. You know what I mean? That's not even I would be a sucker to sit right here and say I wasn't. I was. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But again, coming from where I'm coming from, I knew a couple of guys that was around them that I used to play ball with back in the days, and they were street dudes, and I used to run into them, and they were solid cats. So in my mind, they were solid. So I assumed that Prodigy was solid,
Sure.
which I never understood that he was never really from Queensbridge till later on, and find out he was from Long Island. He was from Hempstead, so he wasn't even really cut from what them guys was cut from. You know what I mean?
I mean, does it kind of hurt, or is it disappointing that you have? I mean, some people would regard Prodigy as one of the best lyricists of all time, or their top five. Does it kind of hurt that he would kind of randomly add you in and just kind of not tell the truth about that in his book?
Uh, did it hurt? No, I wouldn't say
I
it
mean,
hurt, right? But it was
disappointing or hurtful? I mean, like, what type of
there you
emotion
go.
goes through you?
Disappointing. Right. Use the disappointment word is more describing of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, I knew a couple of dudes from their hood, and I always looked at them as being cut from the same thing I was cut from. And like where I'm from, niggas don't do that. They don't write whole books about other people's shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just don't do that. You don't write a book about other niggas' street activity. You just don't do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't make up shit just to make your shit sound good. Niggas don't do that, man.
Okay. Do you think somebody was in his ear, maybe a ghostwriter or somebody else working on the book that's like, hey, we got to figure out some scandals or some stories. We need to figure something out to get some attention.
Nah, I
So
think, like I
you think
said,
he made it up
I
on
think
his own?
yes,
Oh,
because
interesting.
I like I said, believing he's from Hempstead, he's from Long Island. That's not taking nothing away from Hempstead dudes, because I know a lot of stand up Hempstead dudes as well, right? But majority of Long Island is like suburban. It's a suburb. It's not hood based. It's a
Okay.
suburb, right? So
Completely
he's
different.
not a person that grew up like how I grew up in a so to speak, gangster family where all my people, my uncles, my great uncles, my grandmother's brothers, all of them was gangsters, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he didn't grow up knowing different codes and knowing different stuff that you are supposed to and not supposed to do, right? So this
For
is
sure.
right. This is somebody who never understood that. So I believe he did that all on his own and didn't really understand that that's not what we do.
It's interesting you say that, and then he wasn't necessarily from Queens because a lot of the pride of Mobb Deep was being one of the hard, best underground groups, but everything was always real. So I guess what you're saying, he wasn't necessarily from Queens, so it wasn't all real.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Sure.
Right? And that's not me saying that to try to discredit him or do nothing like that. Like the proof is in what I'm just explaining to you, right?
Mhm.
Any street guys, any real street guys will see what I'm saying and understand that that's correct. Like we don't write books and tell tales about anything that happened in the street, right? Especially if it's not your street shit. Like we frown upon you talking about your own street shit, and really you have the right to tell your story, right? But
For
we
sure.
still frown upon you talking about your own street shit because right, it still reflects on us. You giving up codes and different shit that's still people that's out there still doing that. Let
For
alone
sure.
talk about somebody else's street activity. That's a no-no, man. We just don't do that.
So he really crossed the line, basically point of no return.
Exactly.
Talk about that. I mean, we're not trying to disparage Prodigy's legacy at all. Unfortunately, we did lose him in 2017. So you guys had your huge issues. I couldn't understand what you went through when you put that in the book if it's not accurate. Now, when he passed away, are you able to separate the two and mourn the loss of an iconic rapper? Or are you just like, again, forget this. I know what the man said about me. I can't even think about, him passing away, I should say.
I mean, I don't know how to say this without sounding like a dick, right? But
Right. And
I'm
we're
different.
not trying to disparage Prodigy. We're just trying
Right,
to get a
right.
feel
And this
for
is
what he
not
went
even
through.
about him, right? This is
Mhm.
about any celebrity that passed away, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's fucked up. I empathize because I'm a human being and something happens to another human being, right? But I don't cry and I don't go and my day is fucked up because I don't know that person.
Okay.
That's just me. When Michael Jackson passed, yeah, that was fucked up. But
Sure.
I didn't go cry and my day wasn't fucked up because I don't know Mike.
Okay. I see what you're
That's the
saying. Yeah.
same thing with him. Like, I mean, yeah, it was fucked up. The guy, he was sick, yes, and he died in the hospital. That was fucked up, right? But I
Yeah.
didn't go around. My day wasn't fucked up, right? My week wasn't fucked up because it happened because I didn't know the guy like that, and plus we had our issues, and that's just being straight up.
Like that you guys never had any communication after the book, or did any of his reps ever like talk to you about it, or did you get to talk to anybody to get some type of clarification?
No, I didn't.